Culture Project Japan.
Okay, so this is the Japan's flag and its significance. The official name of the Japanese flag is Nishoki. The flag is also commonly known as Hinomaru, which also means sun disk in Japanese language. For its significance, the red circle represents the sun goddess Amaterasu, the founder of Japan and ancestor of its emperors. This symbolizes a bright future for Japan. The white represents honesty, integrity, and the purity of Japanese people.
Japan's geography. Japan consists of several thousands of islands, of which Honshu,
Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku
are the four largest. Japan's closest neighbors are Korea, Russia, and China. The Sea of Japan separates the Asian continent from the Japanese archipelago. 50% of the country is mountainous and covered by forests. Natural resources: fish,
negligible.
Mineral resources, which virtually no energy. Natural resources. Japan is the world's largest importer of coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as the second largest importer of oil.
Japan's government. Japan is a parliamentary system of government like Britain and Canada. The three branches of government include the legislative, also known as the Diet, the executive, also known as the cabinet, and the judicial, or the courts. The Japanese do not elect a president directly, which means they are a democracy, but they're a different kind of democracy. The Diet members elect a prime minister from among themselves. Judicial power lies with the Supreme Court and lower courts. The two main political parties are the Liberal Democratic Party and the Democratic Party, as you can see in this photo right here.
Japan's cultural comparison with China. As you can see here, that's a chart, the life expectancy. Japan has 83.10 years, and China is 75.2. Population density, Japan's is 127.6 million, while China has an outstanding 1.357 billion. Population of largest city, Japan's is Tokyo's, which is 13 million, while China is Shanghai, which has 14.35 million. Literacy rates, Japan has 99% and China has 97.5%. Amount of arable land, Japan 11.6 and China 11.3. Trade partners, Japan includes United States and China has also United States.
These are the main trade partners.
Japan imports and exports. Fourth largest exporter in the world. Cars represent 13.5% of the total exports of Japan, followed by vehicle parts, which counts for 5.23%. Fourth largest importer in the world. Imports are led by crude petroleum, which represents 16.9% of the total imports of Japan, followed by petroleum gas, which account for 10.1%. China's imports and exports. Largest exporter in the world, computers represent 9.3% of the total exports of China, followed by broadcasting equipment, which accounts for 5.71%. Second largest importer in the world. Crude petroleum represents 12.8% of the total imports of China, followed by integrated circuits, which account for 8.94%.
As we can see from this data, we can tell that Japan is a developed country, not in developing. Japan's religion. Shinto and Buddhism are Japan's two major religions. Shinto is as old as the Japanese culture, while Buddhism was imported from the mainland in the 6th century. Since then, the two religions have been coexisting relatively harmoniously and have even complemented each other to a certain degree. Most Japanese consider themselves Buddhists, Shintoists, or both. This means that the Japanese are polytheistic, meaning they believe in thousands of gods, not monotheistic like Islam or Christianity.
Japan's holidays. January 1st, which is the New Year, also known as
Shogatsu.
February 14th, Valentine's Day. March 14th, White Day,
which is basically the male counterpart of Valentine's Day.
May 3rd, Constitution Day.
Kempo Kinembi,
December 24th and December 25th, Christmas, December 31st, New Year's Eve.
Omisoka. These are the main holidays of Japan. However, there are 5 or 6 lesser holidays, but these are the main ones. Japan sports. Sumo. Sumo is a Japanese style of wrestling and Japan's national sport. It originated in ancient times as a performance to entertain the Shinto deities. You can see from this picture, this is a sumo match. Baseball, also known as Yakkyu, was imported from the United States during the early Meiji period and almost immediately gained popularity among amateur athletic clubs and universities. Judo is a popular Japanese martial art and is a contested sport in the Olympics. It was created by Keno Jigoro in Japan in 1882. The emphasis of judo is on the training of one's mind and spirit rather than solely on winning combats. 2 of the 3 sports are Japanese sports, while baseball was imported by the United States. However, all 3 are important to Japanese culture.
Japan's food.
Sukiyaki.
Thinly sliced beef together with vegetables, tofu, and vermicelli.
Tempura.
Prawn deep fried in vegetable oil, after being coated with mixture of egg, water, and wheat flour.
Sushi.
Small piece of raw seafood, placed on a ball of vinegard rice.
Sashimi.
Sliced raw fish eaten with soy sauce.
Tonkatsu.
Deep fried pork, cutlets rolled in breadcrumbs.
From the picture, this is a type of sushi. However, most sushi are not always wrapped in seaweed and are actually on a ball of rice with like a fish over it. Japan's language. Much about the roots of the Japanese language is unclear. Some link it to the Altaic language family, which includes Turkish, Mongolian, and other languages, but it also shows similarities to Austronesian languages like Polynesian. The Japanese writing system consists of 3 different character sets: kanji, hiragana, and katakana, which can be seen in all 3 versions here in the picture.
Japanese superstitions. The number 4 is unlucky as it sounds the same as the word for death.
Shinu is 4 in Japanese, while shini is death in Japanese.
It is believed that by writing a person's name in red ink, it will shorten their life. This belief stems from the practice of writing the name of living family members on the family gravestones.
Maniki neko.
A cat said to beacon or call in wealth to the shopkeepers.
This cat is actually seen in many restaurants, and this is how it looks like. Japanese rituals. The Japanese ritual for suicide is called harikiri, also known as seppuku in pop culture. It means stomach cutting. This emerged after the entry of samurai warriors who preferred harikiri rather than dying from another's hand. It's considered a noble death. Setsubun is a spring ritual in which Japanese drive the bad luck, or oni, or devils, away out of their homes with quite a handful of tossed beans. The Japanese greeting rituals are special. They bow when greeting one another. The birth ritual consists of taking the newborn to the Shinto shrine and introducing the newborn to God. And in this picture, this is the oni, or devil, and this is the beans that they're being tossed to keep them outside of their house.
Japanese mythology. Traditionally, the Japanese have worshipped at least 800 myriads of gods. Main gods include
Amaterasu,
the goddess of the sun and fertility who brings light to the world,
Izanagi,
the creator god,
Izanami,
the creator goddess,
Susanoo,
the violence god associated with storms and the sea,
who is Amaterasu's brother,
and
Tsukiyomi,
the moon god, who is also
Amaterasu's brother. Japanese conflict. Japan and China are in conflict about 8 uninhabitable islands in the East China Sea. The island area is about 7 square kilometers that are located northeast of Taiwan. Both Japan and China are in dispute over these islands because they offer good fishing grounds and potentially lie near oil and gas reserves. In the picture, we can see that the islands are here, known as the Diaoyu Islands and the Senkaku Islands. And you explain that.
Japanese advertisement. This is basically an advertisement of Japanese food.
It's showing the Japanese flag in the background, which is shown as a plate, and most traditional Japanese food, as well as a Japanese name that is Shinomiya's traditional Japanese food?